Guys, welcome to Treadmill Review Guru. Today we're going to do a review of the NordicTrack 2450. This is one of my favorite folding treadmills because it has a 4 horsepower motor, still folds up to save space, is very quiet, has adjustable cushioning, and a very nice 14-inch touchscreen. It also includes iFit free for the first year. So let's take a closer look at all the features and specs. The NordicTrack 2450 is a great all-around treadmill. So we recommend it for anyone who is looking for something that is very adaptable for different types of users. That 4 horsepower motor will support extended usage. So if you're training for a marathon, this is a good option. And then if you have somebody that just wants to walk, this is a great option because you do have that really nice adjustable cushioning. We probably don't recommend it for people who don't want to pay for a subscription. Even though iFit comes free for that first year, you do have a subscription after that. And because the content is so integrated with the machine, the functionality is streamlined, and you have that really nice 14-inch touchscreen, it's kind of centered around an immersive iFit program. So if you want something that doesn't have a touchscreen or doesn't have iFit, then maybe this isn't the best option, but it is fantastic for pretty much any other usage. Let's take an overall look at the construction of the NordicTrack 2450. As I mentioned, this is a very high-powered machine. So you do have a 4 horsepower motor tucked there under that motor hood at the front. And I love what NordicTrack has done with their new machines. You can see that this motor cover is nearly flush with the rest of the machine. It's not raised, it doesn't jut out underneath that console. It's tucked back underneath. You don't hit your foot on it. So I really like what they've done with that. You also have a really nice running surface. So it's 22 inches wide by 60 inches long. This will basically work for pretty much any sized runner, and the cushioning is really nice. You've got a 2-ply belt on there with good texture, so you're not gonna slip if you got sweat or whatever. And you also have 2.5-inch rollers here at the end, so lots of surface area to just kind of move that belt along. It increases the durability and the longevity of your belt, the larger roller size. It does have the adjustable cushioning, which is one thing that I really like on the NordicTrack commercial line, is down here on the bottom you can turn the cushioning on or off by adjusting a lever up underneath the deck. And when it's turned on, that lever is actually moved down away from the deck so you get more flex. When it's turned off, it braces the deck so that you have a little more support. If you're training for an outdoor event and you want to simulate running on outdoor surfaces, then you can turn that cushioning off and it'll be more like running outside. If you're like me and you just love the cushioning, then you can leave it on. It also does fold up. So down here at the bottom, you have a nice steel bar right underneath, and you just lift and fold it. It will lock into place. So kids and pets shouldn't be able to knock it over. And then you can easily unlock it. Just press your foot against that release lever, and it does have the hydraulic assist, so it will drop down on its own and not hit your floors. Your step-up height is 10 inches. And if you incline it all the way up to that 15%, it lifts the top of that deck to about 17 inches. So always make sure and measure for head room based on your tallest user. Make sure you've got enough room. It will incline, like I said, to 15% and drops down to -3. So you got lots of variability in your incline options. You can do hills and other things like that. It also has a 12-mile-an-hour max speed. So you got lots of speed, and you can adjust that speed down to just targeted training. So you can go 6.1, 6.2, really dial it in there if you want. The NordicTrack 2450 will support up to 300 pounds of user weight. So it's a pretty good machine for most size users, and it weighs about 330 pounds. So it does have wheels underneath it. When it's folded, you can tip and roll it, but it is quite heavy. It's very sturdy when it's on the floor, and it works well for users of all heights and most weights. As far as assembly goes, the NordicTrack 2450 really isn't bad. The deck comes fully assembled. You just have to attach the uprights and the console. So we recommend having 2 people. It'll take you about 2 hours. It includes all the tools, and the manual includes all the instructions. As far as warranty, NordicTrack covers the 2450 with a 10-year warranty on the frame and motor, which is really pretty impressive. You also get 2 years on parts and 1 year for labor. So let's do a quick overview of the console on the 2450. The layout is roughly the same, so it's going to be very similar to previous models. However, the functionality is just a little bit different. The processor, the iOS processor has been upgraded, so it's faster and more responsive. You could also see those graphics are really impressive. I'm really impressed with what iFit has done as far as their content, their videography. Right now we're running along the banks in Switzerland. It's just a beautiful program. And the size of this touchscreen is really nice because you can see around you. Your visibility isn't blocked, but you really have nice display. So it's easy to see. And your metrics up here, your metric bar is easy to see. And then also here on the side, the adjustable buttons for both incline and speed are easy to see. You do have incline buttons over here on the side. You can see it goes up to 15 and down to -3. So incline is always going to be on the left and your speed buttons are always on the right. There is a button for every speed, which I really like. And if you hit any button, it will automatically take you to that 4 mile an hour, 5 mile an hour sort of a thing. Now, if you hit 2 buttons close in a row, let's say I want to walk at a 3.3 mile an hour pace, I just hit that button twice and it will automatically take me to that speed. So if your favorite running speed is like 7.6 miles an hour, you can hit the 7 and then quickly hit the 6 and it will take you to 7.6. I really like that feature. The 2450 has 2 fans embedded just below the touchscreen, and this is just the right height. So you can't adjust the fans up or down, but they do provide a nice breeze for pretty much anyone of any height. And the console has an adjustable touchscreen, so I can pivot it up, I can pivot it down. For users of different heights, also if you're getting overhead glare, you can adjust that so that you don't get overhead glare, which is also nice. You can see you have your speakers down here, and iFit has been upgraded so that it will now sync with wireless headphones. So as soon as you start your program, it will ask you if you want to sync with your headphones, and as long as they're Bluetooth compatible, they will sync directly with the machine. So that's a nice option as well. And then you also have volume in the console itself. So if I want to turn the volume up, if I hit the volume down on the control panel, and it gives me 3 different options. So I can adjust master volume, and then I can adjust trainer volume and music. With your fans, you have 4 different power settings. You can do low, medium, high, and then the 4th one's auto, and it'll adjust based on how fast your belt is moving. Down here, you do have a storage tray right beneath the console. I actually really like the storage tray for 2 reasons. 1, it provides an extra place to drop things, and 2, underneath that storage tray is a steel beam that connects those 2 uprights and limits lateral flexibility side to side, so it really holds that console very sturdy. You don't get a lot of movement in the console. You also have nice water bottle pockets on either side and a nice wide lip right here that will support a phone. You could even set a tablet or a book if you wanted it. So let's take a closer look at the functionality of the 2450 and what it's designed to do. As you can see, I've got it running in the background. It's extremely quiet. So with no person on it, I've got it going about 3 miles an hour, which is just an average walking pace. It makes hardly any noise. So you don't have a lot of ambient motor noise in the background. The other thing is the 2021 model has been upgraded so that you have a new incline motor. When we've tested it, it's both faster and quieter. So right here, I'm on a level flat road, no incline. I'm gonna incline it all the way up to 15. And I'm gonna stand down here so you can actually hear. There's really hardly any noise, and it's very smooth as it moves up and down. It only takes a second and you're gonna be to that full incline. So that's it. That was the whole thing. You're now at that level 15. So you can see it's really quiet and responsive. I'm gonna drop it back down. And I'm gonna turn off that belt because I'm gonna step up on it. So I do like the side rails on the 2450. They're slightly angled. So I can step up and have a nice surface area that supports me on either side of that belt when I'm getting on and off the machine. All right, so let's take it back to just a 3 mile an hour walking pace. There's always just a touch more noise when somebody's on it. As that belt slides along the top of the deck, you get a little bit of a whooshing sound, and there's just a touch of foot noise, but it's really pretty quiet. So this is walking at just 3 miles an hour. I'll incline it up to about 6%. So we'll take it about halfway, and you can watch that incline as I'm on it. So you can see I don't have to hold on. It's smooth enough that I can't really even feel it inclining. So 6% right there. Take it up to 15. I can easily continue to walk. It gets a little more challenging at 15 though, so I'm going to slow the speed down just a little bit. So you can see even when it's lifted up off the floor, you don't get a lot more noise. In fact, in a lot of ways, the foot noise is quieter because your feet aren't descending quite as far. So from right here, I'm going to kick it up and run it about 6 miles an hour at this highest incline. And you can just kind of listen and watch the cushioning in that deck. All right, so I'm back to just a walking pace, still at level 15 incline. One thing to be aware of on the 2450 is that even if you're at that max incline, I can turn the speed all the way up to 12 miles an hour. So the speed is not capped on this machine. So that is a safety feature to be aware of, but it also works really well for people who really want to kick up that heart rate and add high speed to high incline. So I'm going to drop it back down. We'll go all the way flat, and then I'll show you the decline. All right, so I'm back to my flat road. This does decline to a -3. So let's take it all the way down. And you'll see how that top end just kind of drops a little bit. And I can take it up to -2 and -1. So you just have a little bit of variability on that decline. A little goes a long way. You don't necessarily need to do a lot of decline training, but it does add just some variability if you want to do some rolling hills. All right, I'm going to stop the treadmill real quick. So we're going to bring Matthew out and have him run it on for just a second so you can kind of see the difference between different size users. All right, so I've got Matthew with me here today. He's going to run on the 2450 for just a couple minutes and give us an idea of how it looks and functions with different size users. Matthew's about 6'5" and 230 pounds. So right now I've got him on a level 15 incline. It's all the way up and he's walking at 3 miles an hour. So you can see you just got a little bit of cushioning in that deck. It reflexes just a touch. We'll kick up that pace just a little bit and you can watch as he manages more speed. So why don't we try 6 miles an hour? This is just a standard running pace. And I have the cushioning on right now, which means that that bar is down and away from the deck, which allows for more flex underneath. So you can see it just has a little bit of give. You have more give at the front and a little less at the back, so you still get that solid toe off. So right there. All right, let's drop it. If you can keep running, we'll drop it down to about a level 6 incline. So the nice thing about the NordicTrack treadmills is they're very smooth as they incline or decline. So you can keep running. You don't have to hold on to the handrails to adjust or balance while that deck adjusts position. So down to about a 6% incline. Do you want to pick up your pace just a touch? Sure. Let's try 8 miles an hour. There you go. I'm going to get down close so you can hear. So you have a touch of foot noise, but it really is not very noisy at all, even running at a really pretty quick pace. So as you can see, there's a lot of reasons why I just have a little crush on the NordicTrack 2450. This really is one of my favorite treadmills. I love the adjustable cushioning. I really like the size of the deck and the motor power. It just makes it so that you can use it for any type of training. The 14-inch console is one of my favorite sizes because when you get it home in your house, it feels great. You can still see around you, but that console is just big enough and the touchscreen is large enough to just create a really immersive experience with iFit. I do like the upgrades on the 2021 model. You've got a faster processor, so the classes load faster, there's hardly any buffering time. Graphics are really crisp, and the incline motor is both faster and quieter. So lots of things that we really love about this machine. If you'd like to see a detailed written review, which includes some up-close photos, check out our review at treadmillreviewguru.com. For current pricing, click the link below. And as always, we'd love to know what you think. Leave us a comment. If you liked our video, make sure to subscribe and give us a thumbs up, and we'll see you again soon.